Hello grade 9, this is Mr. Mahmoud, and in today's video we're gonna start our revision sheet. The first part of our revision sheet is grammar. It was the fourth chapter, which was talking about the clauses. We have here 10 multiple choice, 10 questions, all underlined as we see, and we're gonna identify which clause is already underlined. Let's get down to number 1. Since you are going to the store anyway, could you please buy some bread? Here, as we see, the clause has started with since or introduced by since. Since a subordinating conjunction, and any clause that starts with a subordinating conjunction is an adverb clause. So here the clause is an adverb clause. Number 2, the article that I enjoyed most was the one that told the history of the guitar. That I enjoyed the most. Here the clause has started with that. That is, yes, relative pronoun. And if the clause introduced by a relative pronoun, then it is an adjective clause. So here, that I enjoyed most is an adjective clause. Number 3, I filled my taco shell with beans, lettuce, tomato, and salsa after I had watched Anna do the same. Here the clause has started with after. After is a subordinating conjunction. Then it is an adverb clause. Number 4, my brother is going to college and he plans to become an engineer. He plans to become an engineer. The clause here is independent. Why? Because I can understand it and it can stand individually alone. So it is independent clause. Number 5, the weary traveler finally found what she was seeking. What she was seeking. The clause here introduced by what, and the clause here had the function of the noun as direct object. If I ask you what the weary traveler found or did find, you will tell me what she was seeking. So here it is noun clause. First it was introduced by what, and it had the function of the noun as direct object. Noun clause. Number 6, counting the ballots is the responsibility of whoever organized the student election. Of whoever organized the student election. Very well. Here the clause also introduced by whoever, and it had the function also of a noun. What function exactly of the noun? It is object of the preposition of. So it is noun clause also. Number 7, Eli, Kai, and Lani are preparing pie as part of their traditional Hawaiian luau. Very well. What kind of sentence do we have here? Is it simple, compound, complex, or compound complex sentence? Here, yes, we do have more than one subject, Eli, Kai, and Lani, but they are all participating in one verb or in one action, which is preparing pie. Therefore, it is a simple sentence. It has subject, or I can say compound subject, but all they are doing the same thing, or they are doing the same action, which is preparing pie. So actually it is simple sentence. Number 8. Allison agreed that more research was needed for the report. What kind of a sentence do we have here? We need here to understand that this sentence has two clauses. The first clause is Allison agreed. It is actually dependent clause. Allison agreed. It is independent clause. That more research was needed. That more research was needed is a subordinate clause. What kind of subordinate clause? It is adjective clause because it has started with that. So, the sentence which contains one independent clause and one subordinate clause called the complex sentence. So, this sentence is complex sentence. Let's go to number 9. I knew that mountain climbing would be difficult for me, but now I feel that I can meet the challenge. Let's also identify each clause here in the sentence. So, I knew that mountain climbing would be difficult for me. Here we have an independent clause, I knew, and we have subordinate clause, which is that mountain climbing. The second sentence, it has now I feel. I feel here is subordinate also clause, that I can meet the challenge. Therefore, it is compound complex sentence. And to remind you, with the compound complex sentence, it must have two independent clauses and at least one subordinate clause. Number 10. The Sears Tower in Chicago is one of the world's towering buildings, but the Petronas Twin Towers in Kuala Lumpur are about 30 feet taller. What kind of sentence? Let's read it one more time. The Sears Tower in Chicago is one of the world's tallest building. Here we have independent clause. And the second one, but the Petronas Twin Towers in Kuala Lumpur are about 30 feet taller. It's another independent clause. So, if the sentence contains two independent clauses, so it is compound sentence. Compound sentence as we see here. Just to remind you quickly about the compound sentence, it must have two independent clauses and no subordinate clause. Again, compound complex sentence, it must have two independent clauses and at least one subordinate clause. The complex sentence, we know it all. It has one independent clause and also at least one subordinate clause. The simple sentence is all the time independent clause. Thank you very much for your listening, and I hope you enjoy your time.